so grateful that you all are with us today to be on the set. Thank you so very much, studio audience. You're a tremendous blessing. And you live watching by way of television, what a joy it is to come into your living rooms or to your place of wherever you're at, your place of business, or wherever you might be watching this broadcast, Journey to Greatness broadcast. I'm Dr. Randall Hall Walker, and my lovely wife, Birdella Hall Walker, my co-host. All right. What an awesome, extraordinary, amazing, fantastic woman the Lord has blessed me with. I tell you, I am who I am today because of this extraordinary woman. Well, I think that we don't quite understand that whole dynamics of that. What that looks like is that wife, because I can speak personally, that wife is behind the scenes, not getting any credit, not getting any recognition, and people think it's me doing it. And they say, oh, Pastor Randall Hall Walker, Dr. Walker, you're fantastic. Oh, Dr. Walker, you're amazing. Oh, Dr. Walker, thank you for sending me that card. Thank you for sending me that gift. Thank you, Dr. Walker, for all. And I didn't do none of that. Wow. My lovely co-host, my wife. And that's why I believe that most people say, and let me tell you something, wives, I think that's a good thing. Behind every good man, there's a good woman. That's important that you help make him, that you encourage him, that you make him look good. Yeah. You know, you remember the story of Job's wife, right? After he lost everything, she was a great encouragement. No way. I mean, she said, hey, buddy, why don't you curse God and die? Wow. Now, that was cruel. She should have been there to encourage him. Baby, we gonna make it. Baby, it's gonna be all right. You know, during some hard times that we had in Florida, you know, we pastored in Florida for 22 years, and we faced some difficult times. I was on the field as a full-time evangelist for 2.5 years, had a 9-member team that traveled with me, and we faced some hard times. But in those hard times, my wife was always, Birdella Hall Walker, was always there to encourage me. When I thought about quitting several times, I mean, I wouldn't dare think about it today. I come too far. You don't have to be that. But I don't think it's not even an option today. It's not even an option. Quitting is not an option today. But I couldn't always say that because things were tough. Things got rough. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. There were times when I told her, I'm done. I'm done with ministry. I'm done helping people. You know, they lied on me. They talked about me. They didn't support me. Reminds me of a story that I was told. Reminds me of the story that this young man was pastor of the church. I done told the story anyway. I messed that one up. But anyway, I'll tell that later. But the fact is this, is that there has been times of my life that I have been so discouraged. And I remember the one time specifically when I was done and quit, and I told her, I said, I'm done. I'm done with ministry. And she said to me, who called you? Did God call you or the people call you?
That's good.
And boy, let me tell you, that hit me like a baseball bat upside my head, because there was no doubt in my mind that God had called me. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I couldn't fight against the call of God. And so what I did, I brushed myself off, shook myself, you know, like that, and said, hey, time to get back in the race. And I want you to know, I got on fire for God. And as a matter of fact, the message I preached was, are you burning up or are you burning out? Boy, I'm telling you what, I was so excited and ignited because of my precious wife. Listen, wives, let me tell you, be an encouragement. I was talking to a pastor friend of mine yesterday. He said, we've been married. I won't tell the age just in case you're watching, and I would hate to, you know, for you to know, but he was sharing with me how his wife is such a discouragement to him in ministry, that she doesn't support him. And one thing I told him, I said this, I said, bruh, I said, get with other couples. One of the greatest tools to help your marriage is to interact with other couples. Don't be isolated. Don't pull away from friends and family and couples. You want a healthy marriage, hang out with healthy couples, because you'll see, wow, they got worse problems than you. I thought that was funny. But on a serious note, you'll find that they have problems just like you. And then you can begin to appreciate your relationship with your loved one, knowing that marriage was not made in heaven. You got to make it down here on earth. And it's a challenge because two people with two different mindsets. And if you're like me and my precious wife, I grew up in the streets of Detroit. She grew up in Chicago. And she grew up in a nice rural area there in Joliet and was sheltered in the sense of she wasn't never out there on the streets. But when I was 18 years old, it was Motown sound. It was like, hey, party, hey, living for the weekend. That's when I party down, I party hard. Yeah, okay. So I was living for the weekend. So, and then of course, getting out there on the streets and being a bad boy for a number of years, my life was different than hers. So when we connected together, our language and our terminology was so different. Right. Trying to communicate to her was like, wow, man, she don't understand me. And like, I'm sure her conversation was, he don't understand me. And we didn't understand each other. Trying to communicate. So we had to build a language, a new language to communicate with each other. And we built a new language, and that language was built on love. So it was in building a language of love that caused us to shift from being at each other constantly, fussing. I mean, we just be sitting, I don't even know how the argument took place. I have no idea. We just talking, and all of a sudden, things have gotten out of control. But today, that doesn't take place because I give her space, her grace. I let her say what she wants to say. She's an individual. I respect her opinion. I respect what she says. Let her live life on purpose. Let her live life courageous. Let her live life intentional, and honor that. Why do I do that? Because I love her. So come on. All right. But listen.
Who knew?
But listen, I'm just so thrilled to come to you again. I'm Dr. Randall Hall Walker. Thank you for listening to me and sharing. Let me share my story, my journey to greatness, because it's because of this extraordinary woman that I'm the man, God, who I am today. But there's a number on your screen. I want you to dial that number and you say, I want to talk to Dr. Randall Hall Walker and ask some questions. Operators standing by to take your call, and we want to help empower your marriage. You might be struggling. Listen. Oh, wait a minute. Wow. Let me stop for Paul. I sense there are 5 individuals out there you're watching right now, and you want to quit in your marriage. You're ready to throw in the towel. You're ready to say, hey, I'm going to divorce court. I can't do this no more. I want to pray with you right now because I believe there's hope in your marriage. As long as there's not someone else in the marriage, you know what I mean? Not someone else that you're looking at or you're connected with, there's hope. If you got your eyes in another direction, I can't help you, sir. I can't help you, ma'am. But I can help you if your eyes are not looking at Sally, not looking at George, not looking at Mike, not looking at Sister Strawberry or Brother Bobo or whatever the case may be. As long as that's not the case, I can help you. Your marriage can work. I want to pray with you right now. I want you to bow your hearts with me right now and pray for you. Father, in the name of Jesus, I pray, Lord, for that marriage right now that's struggling, that's on the verge of giving up and quitting and throwing in the towel. I pray that the Spirit of God will empower their lives right now, and they'll cancel this plan to get out of the marriage. They will cancel this plan to give up on marriage. And right now, restore them, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. If you prayed that prayer, email me at journeytogreatnessbc at gmail.com. Email me, and I'll personally email you back. And we'll have a conversation, and we'll pray together, and we'll help you out of that. Birdella?
Okay, I'm really glad to
hear about the other family, I want to say something about them. When he was saying that she doesn't support him, if they've been married any length of time, it goes back to the other show we were just talking in, where there's something broke down, something happened, because if now you're not supporting, the whole story is not being told.
Wow.
You're sharing where you're pointing the finger just like Adam did.
Wow.
You're not coming against the man, but you're pointing the finger just like Adam did and said it's the woman.
It's the one.
So I want to ask this question: what got her to that place where she doesn't support you? It's a very sad situation.
And that's amazing you said that, because I was thinking the same thing. What had he done? It seems that the gentleman is an awesome, extraordinary guy, and great potential. He opened up to me though, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to give him a call tomorrow, just to see. I did invite him to the program tonight because I felt like that it would touch, move, and inspire he and his lovely bride, and to be married for a long period of time. And they've been married a good little while, because there comes a time in marriage that it should be seasoned, and it should be where you enjoy one another, and you have fun together. Like we're in a stage of our marriage that, man, I mean, it's like heaven on earth. You know, we went to a party the other night. Oh man, I was dressed for success. I was dressed to impress, and I was dressed better than the rest. No, and we were, but it was just great. I had my hat on. I hadn't wore a hat in a long time. I had my hat bow tied. I mean, from head to toe. And this beautiful, awesome, extraordinary lady was just looking. Oh, she was like, how they say, she was looking fly. and we went to an exclusive hotel. As a matter of fact, it's the hotel that when President Obama comes, that's where he stays. So we were there. So we're just enjoying life. You know, our honeymoon, our second honeymoon, is definitely come our way. And that's a great thing, you know, because, you know, so often you get married during the honeymoon time and things are great. Then when the honeymoon is over, you got to go to dealing with life and the reality of life, and it starts dealing you a lemon, and then you're not smart enough at that point to put some sugar in and make lemonade. It just gets worse and worse and worse, and but problems are part of God's plan to make you. I realized that in the problems that we had, it made our marriage. It made our marriage. The problem, because it gave me a greater appreciation for this awesome, extraordinary woman. I love her more today than I did the moment. I mean, my love towards her has grown. And if your marriage is not growing in love, then I want to encourage you to take a checkup from the neck up. I want to encourage you to begin to say, help me to fall in love with my spouse. You that are watching by way of television, it's important that you fall in love again. Sometimes, you know, we have to go back to our love, go back to our first love, or go back to that place where we remember the good times. You know, sometimes we can forget about the good times, you know, and we need to let the good times roll. You know, we need to just reflect and go back to how great things were and rehearse in our mind how wonderful it was back in the day, and then say, I'm going to make it current. I'm going to put fire back in my marriage.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to reinforce the initial onset of your relationship. If you don't do that, then you're going along and it becomes mundane. It becomes a routine. And,
boring, in other words.
That's something that you don't want to do in any of your life. Whether you're living by yourself, you don't want your life to become routine and mundane. When you're married, you don't want that. Even with your job, even though you go to that job every single day, you still want it to be a spark. You want the excitement, the anticipation that something different is going to happen today. And even in your Christian walk, it should be exciting. Everything that you do, it's about you. It's you have to take responsibility for your own life. Nobody can pour happiness in you.
That's
Nobody can pour joy in you. You have to do this yourself.
That's right.
And when we don't find that place of joy, when we don't find that place of happiness, that's our fault.
Right.
We have to get to a place of understanding that we have such greatness inside of us and we don't work it.
Yes.
Everything that happens need to be worked.
That's right.
Audience, I'm speaking to you right now, audience, my audience here. If you don't work it, it won't work.
Oh,
You have to become present to your own situation, to your own life, what's going on with you, what's happening with you. If you're bored and unhappy, then you look in the mirror at yourself because you made yourself bored and you made yourself unhappy.
That's so true.
No one else did that to you. And I used to tell my husband at one point, when we get upset and when we get angry, and I would say, well, that's your choice. And he would look at me like, what? You made me angry. No, I did not make you angry.
Good.
That was your choice to get angry. We work our own emotions. You drive them in the direction that you want to drive it. Whatever you want to do. If you want to say, I'm going to get into a place of trying to understand this woman because she just said something that sparked something in me. Now I have to trigger whatever emotion that I need to trigger that's going to be healthy for the relationship to remain. Or I'm going to go in and I'm going to bring a disaster to it. So you have to decide your own emotion. You have to decide the direction you're going to go. Drive it yourself. A person will push your button, but then that's where you have to realize how mature you really are, or how immature you really are based on
because
what they
people
say.
will reveal the real
That's
you.
true.
People will reveal the real you. And when she used to tell me that used to really tick me off. I mean, I used to really get upset with that. But I learned a powerful truth, and that is that the upset is not in me. The upset is actually on the outside. But I allowed the upset to come inside of me. It really initiated itself outside of me. And because it was outside of me, I opened the door and let the upset come inside of me and live there in that space. So I learned to put a lock and key on it. It's a space that I have to give you permission. You got to ask for permission to get in that space. That space is like Fort Knox. It's on lockdown. Okay? Because I refuse to live a life miserable. I refuse to live a life defeated. There's a genius. There's an invention inside of me that I want to uncover and discover. And I want it to come forth. And I want the world to know that Randall Hall Walker is a person that's very innovative, creative, and moving forward into his greatness. Awesome. That's what I want the world. That's how I want you to see me. I don't want you to see me as a frustrated pastor or one that's always angry at his wife and upset. I learned to live and let live.
And that's important. That's how we have to be. We have to understand that we are in charge of our own emotions. And when things begin to go wrong and you begin to internalize what someone threw at you, then again, going back to that couple, you have to ask the question, what happened? What did I do? What did I say? What did I bring about to cause this to take place?
That's right.
I did something.
Yeah.
I had to, because if I did not do something, then I wouldn't be telling someone else outside of my relationship that I've got some issues.
That's right. That's good.
Because the two of you together will be able to smile. I don't have to go anywhere and tell anybody, you're not knowing what's going on. I don't have to do that, because we have learned to focus our attention on each other, on our own needs, on our own wants. I don't need a third party. We already have God.
All right.
So when you've been married as long as we've been married, the word better be your foundation.
That's right.
That's true.
Prayer better be your rap.
That's right.
And salvation better be your covering. So you better get it together. You can't be talking 20, 30 years talking about I'm still having problems, this is still going on. I'm going to look at you with one raised eyebrow because I'm going to say something's not right here.
That's right.
Something, you've been in this 20-some years and you're still unhappy. Why did you waste your life? That's my question.
That's right.
Something is so wasted here.
And that's so important that you
Yes.
said that because, life is too short
Right.
to waste it.
Yes, it is.
You can't afford to waste time. You have to live life powerfully. You have to live life on purpose. You have to live life intentional. You got to be one of those who make things happen, not wonder what happened or watch things happen. You got to be a person that make things happen. And if you're making things happen, it's going to keep the joy and the excitement in your life because you're one that's living life powerfully.
And guess what?
Yes.
And when you're doing that with the couple, you're not doing it for you alone, you're doing it for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a common interest, there's a thread that has tied the two of you together where whatever I'm doing to make life happy, I'm doing it with my spouse so
That's
that we
right.
can flow together.
That's
That's
right.
right.
I'm
That's
not going
right.
to be on channel A and he's on channel D.
Right.
We're going to both be on the same channel flowing together.
That's
And what's so great that I love is that every so often she comes up with a witty invention. And I love that. And then what's so amazing, she does it with excellence. This
That's right.
woman here will, and I've modeled myself being a person of excellence because I connected to excellence. And when I connected with her, and we put our first material out about 30 years ago, I never will forget it. It was delivered from blank and determined to win. And the publication was so nice. She orchestrated, she wrote it. And that's what I was saying earlier in the broadcast about how they make you look good. When I would go out, people say, man, this publication is great. Man. And it was my wife, because she's the one that does things with excellence. And I glean on that. The unique school of acting that she opened up in Florida, great success. Put on major productions there in Sanford, Florida. Yes, we're familiar. You were just watching in Sanford. Yes. Hello. But she did a phenomenal job, and she has worn so many hats as she has opened up Unique Youth School of Acting. And just recently, the one that blew me away is she started cooking sweet potato pies. Can you believe that? Bacon sweet potato pie. Amen. And they melt in your mouth. I'm telling you. And I'm sure most of you noticed that I've lost some weight. We're in an Herbalife program, right? And that's been a struggle with me with those sweet potato pies. But I've been mastering them. I won't eat the bread. A lot of times I just take the filling. But I want you to know that she is just such an awesome, extraordinary lady with the hats that she wears. She is also a writer. She's written a book called Manhattan Secret. Yes, go to our website and purchase that book. You can go to our website, FWC Charlotte, and order that book. It's called Manhattan Secret. Just awesome book. She's a writer. And listen to this. You're not going to believe this. She's a singer. Amen. And I hope our musician get here today. If he gets here, I'm going to allow her to sing to you. Yes, I'm going to set that up. It's one song that she sings. Oh, well, take these burdens and do what only you can do. Well, I believe that alone. But anyway, I'm telling you what. Take these burdens and do what only you can do. Just an extraordinary song. If our musician come, I'm going to have her sing that song for you. But I tell you what, you talking about an extraordinary lady. And in that, she has helped fuel my vision, fuel me and motivate me to bring out the greatness in me. Because I connected to greatness. I want to encourage you, if you're hanging around people who are failures and losers, chances are you're a product of them.
That's right.
Because birds of a feather flock together. So I want to encourage you, if you hanging around a bunch of losers that's going nowhere, you need to shift. Get around people who are going somewhere, because you need them to fuel you and encourage. Listen, people didn't get to where they are by themselves.
That's right.
It's, people helped them to get there, but they were smart enough to get with the people to help them to get there. If you hanging around losers and failures and people that's not going anywhere, chances are you're going to end up being a failure and a loser. You're not going to succeed. Trust me on this one. If you're hanging out in the streets and partying and drinking and think you're going to be a rocket scientist, you can forget it.
That's right.
Or you out there running the streets, hanging out with your girlfriends and think you're going to be the next Mary Kay and make $2.8 million. It won't happen. You got to get focused. You got to be determined. You got to be steadfast, unmovable, abounding in your purpose and your calling.
That's right.
And find out
Right.
what you were created for. I mean, I've been on a quest to find out what I was created for. And now, after all of these years, I understand I was created to speak into your life.
That's good.
Wow, that's good.
And so that's what I'm doing right now. Birdella?
That was great. That's great. We have to know for a fact who we are. And I
Yes.
think we keep missing it because we're wanting to look at other people, say in your heart, oh, I want to be like them, or I want what they have. And you're forgetting your own greatness. You're forgetting your purpose. You're forgetting the beauty of yourself. And if we could just get to a place of knowing who we are,
Yes.
of knowing that God has made you so unique in yourself.
That's
You
good.
are your
That's
own
good.
you. If I stood in the mirror next to you, even if I have a twin, and I
Yeah.
stood in the mirror next
You
to
do
her,
have a twin.
we are so different.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we came 20 minutes apart, we're twins, but we're so different in our uniqueness, we're different in our creativity, we're different in the things that we desire to do and desire to become. And I'm just encouraging you, audience, even if you think that you're in something that you can't get out of, there is always a door open.
Wow, that is
We're
a
out of time.
wow. You know what? Time just flies when you're having fun. Listen, this has been great. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us come into your living room or your place of
Yes.
worship or wherever you're at right now that's watching us. Thank you so much. And we trust we've been a blessing. If we've been a blessing to you, would you be so kind to go to our website, FWC Charlotte? Would you go there and click on Give and make a generous donation so we can continue to come to you by way of television? Thank you so much for supporting us, and we wish God's very best to you.